What the hell is this? Why are there black dwarves in my Middle Earth? Please, this is so unnecessary. Just stop. Oh god damn it. They got Willow too. Please, no more. God damn it. They did it to this crappy show too. No, please stop. That includes you. Stop. You ruin everything. Just stop talking. Shut up.
I want to turn this off.
I want to turn this off. Stop.
Please go away. Go away. Go away. I can't. No more black. I don't want to do this anymore.
Stop. Oh God. Lord of the Rings. For the love of God, make it stop.
And this.
For the love of God, make it stop.
This is a nightmare.
This is, unfortunately, what I would call my limit.
You referred to African Americans. What exactly is your problem?
How much time you got, buddy?
Hollywood, we need to talk about your recent need to include black people in every damn fantasy film. It's so frustrating. Can you please stop?
It's enough to make anyone crazy.
I mean, medieval fantasy films were actually fine before you guys started touching them. They weren't racist. Okay, can you please stop? Cause I kind of hate you for this.
We will not have it.
I said we will not have it.
Oh, Elodie. You're the only person I trust to look after our people, Mother.
Mother?
What?
Who the f is this?
What the hell is even happening?
What the f is this?
Hollywood, I'm about to take your movie making privileges away because I can see now that y'all ain't taking this serious.
I want you to deal with your problems.
Stole the seat of Aiden to which I was entitled, and that taught me.
That was shit.
I'd rather be taken to goddamn Guantanamo Bay than to sit through another season of The Witcher. Because it's just so damn awkward.
They said they never gave you niggas money.
But let's talk about Damsel again really quick. I love Angela Bassett to death, but why did they cast her here? Why is she Millie Bobby Brown's mama in a medieval film? Like, why was that the choice?
Can you help me kill myself?
Time for vicious practical jokes.
Like, I feel like y'all are just trolling us now.
You're funny.
I'm talking to you, Hollywood. Why did you cast a black person here?
This nigga here?
That nigga there.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Did we take a vote on this or something? Did I miss it? When the F did black people complain about black people not being in medieval films? Why is this happening? I'm starting a dictatorship, and as the dictator, I now decide no more of this. No more.
It is the only way.
I'm pointing the way.
Nobody likes any of these characters anyway, so let's be honest, we're not really missing out on much. I guess the reason Hollywood has decided to do this, decided to cast black characters nonstop in medieval films, is for like virtue signaling points to make people like me feel included.
What makes you think I would give two fucks about that?
But I don't feel included. I feel like kicking your ass because this casting is ass and I hate it. I was just brainstorming really quick, but here's an idea. How about you stop worrying about pandering and focus on creating a believable and entertaining story? Like, Jesus Christ. And I hear people's defense of this a lot, and they say, how, this is not real. Why does it matter? Why does a story that has dragons and wizards, why does it matter? It is not real.
It's not real.
No shit.
And I find those kind of defenses to be bloody annoying because there is a difference between believability and realism, you half-wits. I can believe in dragons. I can believe in wizards. I can believe in all types of fantasy elements that have been added to the story and that are in that world. What I can't believe is that we're in an age where you have kings and queens, nobility, where blood means everything, where who you're related to means everything, where foreigners are both feared and hated. And you want me to believe that all the races of people are just living in harmony, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't believe you. I don't believe you, okay?
I don't believe you.
I mean, that's just as brain dead as having a film set in ancient China. And then you find out, you're watching the movie and the population's like 25% black. That'd be jarring as hell. And there's a reason, because we know that ancient China doesn't look like that. When you're crafting a fantasy film inside a medieval European setting, there are several things that can be assumed by the audience. You're going to see some kings and queens, probably some knights, peasants, but most importantly, hella white people. And that's fine. That's something that's established when you're working with a European medieval fantasy setting. Anything that goes against what's already established and what we know about medieval Europe, you need to explain that shit. And if people aren't understanding when it's wrong or racist not to include black people in your movie, it's when they've been erased. For instance, if you're showing, you know, the population of New York City or downtown LA in 2024, and I don't see any black people in your movie, I'm going to call bullshit. Bullshit. I'm going to say, yeah, you could be racist, okay? Because you erased a population that was supposed to be there. That's racist. Not including black people in medieval films is not racist. That's just called making a good casting decision. There are some films and shows that handle this well, but 99.99% of the time, they fail. So please just stop putting black people in it, please. Just don't do it, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's insufferable. And I looked up, you know, before doing this video, because I actually started this video a month back, and then I kind of neglected the video. I was researching to see if other YouTubers or, you know, film lovers were feeling the same way. And I found one video of a guy who, I can't explain it any better, so I'm just going to play some of his video here.
I'm going to be naming the Fantasyland Damsel takes place in the Kingdom of Downtown LA, because like every other fantasy series and TV show now, Damsel looks just like the downtown LA we live in today. World building matters. The aspects of world building that are concerned with the races that appear on screen are ethnography, technology, biology, and history. Take Azim from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves to demonstrate this. My favourite character in that movie. Azim is a black man in England in the 12th century, but this makes sense in the movie because the world build is solid. Azim is in England because he was imprisoned with Robin of Locksley in Jerusalem. He had been warring against the Crusaders in the Holy Land because he is a devout Muslim, but ended up in prison over a woman.
Wait, is that why you were to be executed?
Locksley frees Azim during an escape, and so Azim feels a life debt to him and refuses to leave his side until that debt is paid. They travel to England over the course of many months, finally arriving in England on a small boat that launched from a ship. Because Prince of Thieves has actually bothered to offer an explanation as to how a black man turned up in England in the 12th century, his presence coheres with the story. History, technology, and even religion have all been utilised to explain the presence of a man who belongs to a racial group that originates thousands of miles from where the story is taking place, and the characters react in a diegetically natural manner to the presence of the only black person they have ever seen.
Has English hospitality changed so much in 6 years that a friend of mine's not welcome at this table?
But he's a savage, sire.
This is how you do diversity in a fantasy setting, unlike modern fantasy where no mention is ever made of race in world. In modern fantasy content, the characters don't see race. They never mention it. They are the realization of Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream.
Brothers and sisters, I have a dream that one day, garbage tier fantasy fiction will contain characters of all races, irrespective of how utterly out of place and ridiculous it looks.
Very ironic that while the in-world characters are completely race-blind, the people writing this shite have been utterly consumed by a racialist ideology. Modern Hollywood writers see race in everything. They are obsessed with race, but their fantasy characters are entirely unaware of it. Regarding the downtown LAization of the Damselverse, even if a small number of Africans did somehow make it thousands of miles from their homeland and integrate into a medieval European society, they would quickly be bred into the population and would disappear completely as a visually distinct ethnic group within 4 generations. Thank you! Less than 70 years in the Middle Ages, or far more likely, they would die from exposure to diseases they have zero biological protection against. The Kingdom of Downtown LA's diverse population defies the reality of technological limitation and biology. When I see a fantasy show which has been used by the writers as an opportunity to portray their personal, idealized version of a fantasy world, a world not as it would be, but rather as they would like it to be, I cannot take that show or movie seriously, because it is clearly a world where DEI overrides verisimilitude, where political imperative overrides believability. In other words, this is propaganda first and entertainment second.
I must say, Damn good stuff, sir.
Yeah, that guy was cooking. What he's described here is exactly why when I'm watching a fantasy film and I see black people randomly sprinkled in, I'm immediately pulled out of the story. Because I have a brain like most humans and I begin to think. I'm like, okay, you know, is there racism in this world? Where did these people come from? Why doesn't this population look more like the freaking Dominican Republic? Why does it look like more like, you know, downtown Manhattan in 2024? If you don't want to explain that as a filmmaker, then don't upload this shit. Keep that shit on your computer. Don't send it to the studio. Just keep it, goddammit. Because I'm black and I'm just telling you, we don't want it. Or most of us don't want it. Maybe some black people do, okay? I don't associate with them. You know, I don't know if that's against the rules or not, you know, if my black card is revoked for this. But I don't really care because I love film and I refuse to let y'all ruin it.
I will burn our house to the ground before I let that happen.
But there's something I wanted to add because there's sort of an elephant in the room, because if you're a big fan of mine, then you know I love House of the Dragon. And I know some people must be thinking like, what the fuck, this girl fangirls over this show. What the hell is she talking about? It has hella black people in it. The hypocrite. I get it. It's an excellent show, and I actually think they handled their race swapping that they did in season 1 pretty well as Dune 2. I think they handled race well in that movie as well. And in House of the Dragon, I wasn't so upset because they actually had good justification for adding black people. They didn't just add them randomly to meet some racial diversity quota. There was good reason for it. In this show, you have two families, main families, called the Valerians and the Targaryens. And they're mostly all white characters with silver hair. So I can understand how adapting something from book to screen, it can be confusing to the audience distinguishing between the two families because they look so much alike. So I actually think there was good justification here. And I also think it mostly made sense because the Valerians weren't from the continent that the show takes place on. So, they immigrated there, so it's more believable. However, I am starting to have an issue in season 2, seeing black people all over King's Landing.
Drinks for all!
Man, shut the fuck up. I don't want to see any more black people in my show.
I love you, but I can't fucking stomach you.
Like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, bro, we've seen Game of Thrones. We know there's no black people in King's Landing, or maybe a couple. Maybe there are a couple when I was watching the show, but it's definitely not what we're watching now. I mean, these showrunners, as excellent as this show is, they really want us to believe that King's Landing has like a 5 to 10% black population. You liar! And it makes things so awkward, honestly, because then you're wondering what happened to all these black people by the time the Game of Thrones series came around. Was there a black Holocaust or something? What the fuck? Anyway, that's enough of my ranting for the day. But just Hollywood, please, from one black person to you, please do better.
We are trying, my lord.
Try harder.
Because this is, what you're giving us is dog water.
Yeah, but not pointing the fingers. They could have been done better.
Thanks for watching. Please like the video. It helps these videos out a lot. I don't make much from long form videos at all. So if you're feeling generous and you want to buy me a coffee or donate, check out the description. I'd really appreciate it.
This is an equitable compromise.